And 93 slides later, I look back and they're all fast asleep.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Hey guys, we are the founders of Genius Potential Incorporated. Look, we are an edutainment company that specializes in maximizing student engagement to meet your learning outcomes. Okay, we are live from the Genius Factory that we built in New York City. Anybody from New York make some noise right now? Anybody been to New York make some noise? Heard of New York make some noise?
How many of you won't make noise no matter what question we ask? I appreciate the honesty.
Look, this is my guy Bert, all right? Everybody say hi, Bert. Look, he's not the NBA player Russell Westbrook.
And this is my guy, Det. Everyone say hi, Det. No, he's not the NFL player Odell Beckham Jr.
Today we're going to share some gems on how maximizing engagement is the secret ingredient when it comes to meeting your learning outcomes. Now look, here at Genius Potential, we believe every student has genius level potential if properly engaged. If you believe that's true, I need you right now.
Wait. Before we explore that, fastest person in the room right now, what's the 8th letter of the alphabet? Go ahead, scream it out right now, go. Okay, H, right? Think for a second how you figured that out. If you sung the ABC song, then you understand the power of engaged learning by using relevant and catchy music.
I see what you did there. Look, if you believe every student in your classroom, no matter how quiet, loud, mischievous, disengaged, has some level of genius inside of them that just needs to be properly nurtured, put your left pinky finger in the air right now. Okay, we're in agreement. Perfect. So now we're going to pull up a detailed 93-slide PowerPoint presentation and a 57-minute lecture about the importance of...
Wait, 3, what?
All right, if you're like Bert, you just got really sad about that. That's exactly how your students feel when it comes to traditional lecture-based learning. Oh.
Raise your hand right now if you know your students hate boring lectures.
It was actually really fun. It was more interactive and it wasn't a boring lecture. And you actually got to make choices about the skit too, so it wasn't just sitting there watching the skit.
Everyone in this room is trying to get to the learning outcomes, but to get to the learning outcomes, you first need that engagement piece.
Edutainment's hip-hop stage play was very engaging, and I felt like I actually was learning as I was being entertained.
Look, if you were running a marathon, you wouldn't skip stretching to warm up the muscles, right? Oh, it's the same with your learning outcomes. You can't skip that engagement piece. Because if you do, students are checked out, they're on their phones, and ultimately you don't hit your learning outcomes.
So Bert, what do our audiences look like when they're engaged while actively learning? Something like this.
We gonna be all right.
I love Bert and Det's energy, the positivity.
Say it with me. It's not just time management, but
Priority management.
it's what it looks.
If you know your students are engaged with social media, say I. If you know your students keep up with the latest pop culture stories, say I. And if you know your students listen to music and YouTube, say I. Do you realize how effortlessly your students engage with these things?
That's why our approach has been so successful. Look, we educate using relevant and engaging entertainment that students love. The result, they're college ready, financially prepared, and emotionally intelligent enough to discover and cultivate their own unique genius. Once properly engaged, your students could look like this.
Remember guys, no more boring lectures, no talking heads. That's not the way today's students engage to meet your learning outcomes. Skip the long speeches on college readiness. In our TikTok stage play, Surviving College, our actors portray relatable scenarios that your students see themselves in.
Hey, I'm Ebony and I'm a Gear Up student and I thought Surviving College was awesome. One thing I learned from Surviving College that I can apply is to ask my teachers for help when I need it instead of waiting.
We teach financial literacy through TikTok lesson plans and fast for freestyles.
Fast for this and fast for that. Fast for this and fast for that. No cap, we about to drop these fast for facts.
We also teach mental wellness through songwriting workshops for stress relief and anxiety.
Name that emotion you can't
change I don't do rap and I take it all back like my college essays.
And our youth leadership summits, it's like Comic-Con meets student leadership.
Well, our time's up here. If you think our approach could help your program in terms of engagement and meeting your learning outcomes, raise your hand. And if you want a free copy of our digital ebook, Engagement for Geniuses, scan this QR code for an instant download to your phone. It gives you 5 ways to engage your students to achieve your learning outcomes.
Come see us at our Genius Potential booth 306 to learn more about our special series of programs for Gear Up.